guys, we're back in Super Rugby again. Another big week for South African sides. The meat of the competition. Now we're in the middle now. These are the moving weeks for teams. Okay, so let's start. First things first. Last week was a very good week again. Only two wrong. The two I got wrong. Bulls, Sunwolves. Jeez, I suppose we could have predicted that, but yeah, let's not talk about the war, as they say. Yeah, shocking Bulls. What can you say? I think everything that's been said has been said already, so we're not going to dwell on that. The other one was the Stormers. Wow, what a game! What tries! I mean, Dylan Lays, take a bow. Dylan Lays, well done, superb. And the Stormers, well done for going toe to toe with the Chiefs. And I think the real heroes, the attack was superb, and well done to Robbie Fleck and them for that. But to me, the defense in the last 10 minutes and the conditioning was what made the difference for the team. Those were the real heroes for me. So well done, Stormers. Brilliant. Let's get straight on to this week. Let's start straight off with the South African teams. The first one being the Kings going against the Reds in Brisbane there. I think after last week, what a superb performance. Great try, Lionel Crinier, set up there as well. Some really superb work, and they will take a lot of confidence out of that. The Reds aren't in good space. Hey, I'm going to go for Kings this one. I'm going to go brave on this one. Go Kings. I think Kings by 3 to 5 points. Next up, the Bulls. It's the last game of the weekend. Bulls against the Jaguares. Now, Jaguares is a tough team. They're really a good team. They bring you down to their level, but they do have strike power to hit you when they need most. Bulls are in a bad space. They're under pressure. Their backs against the wall. The Loftus faithful will be hoping for some sort of respite for them. Nollis Marie under a lot of pressure as coach. That's going to help them. They're going to know they're going to play better. They're going to know they're going to give a better performance. But are they good enough to beat the Jaguares? Normally I'd say yes at home, especially at Loftus. But this week, under this sort of pressure, I'm not so sure. I think it's going to go either one or two ways. Either they're going to hit their straps fire and the whole season's going to come alive, or unfortunately it's going to be another week of woe. I'm going to probably go for the latter. I'm going to be a pessimist this week. Jaguares by 5 to 7 points. Then, Bloemfontein, Chiefs against the Cheetahs. Cheetahs taking 50 at Newlands, and a lot of pressure as well. Out of Super Rugby, maybe not out of Super Rugby, depending on who you listen to. And they've got a lot of problems there as well, so they're fighting for their lives. That'll help them, it'll help Franco Smith galvanize that side. But the Chiefs, hurt by last week's performance at Newlands. They've got a lot of class, a lot of firepower. They're going to be smart and come back from defeat. I think it's going to be a great game to watch. There'll be a lot of tries, a high-scoring game. But I probably favour the Chiefs to come away with this one because I just don't think the Cheetahs are quite there yet. So for me, Chiefs by 7 points. Okay, now the big one this weekend, the toughest one to call, the really toughest one, Stormers Lions. Stormers are hitting the straps, 50 points in this wonderful game against the Chiefs. They're really looking good and will start at favourites at their home ground. Lions, they're the old masters. They want to win Super Rugby. They want these points. And if they hit their straps as well, it's going to be a great game. I think this is probably going to be the best game of the weekend. It's hard to call. I'd say probably the Stormers at home for 3 to 5 points, just because they're at home. But there's nothing between these two sides. Then let's go look at the overseas games as well, the other teams in the competition. We'll know how good the Sunwolves are. They're travelling to Christchurch, and if there's a place you're going to get exposed in this competition, it's Christchurch. So while the win against the Bulls will give them huge hope, Crusaders and Christchurch is a different matter altogether. I see the Crusaders coming away with that one, 15 to 20 points. I think they're just way too good, and the Sunwolves are going to get a bit of a shock. Probably the New Zealand game of the week. It should be quite the Hurricanes Blues game, and that should be quite an interesting one as well. Blues pretty good, but they still haven't found their mojo. They've got good moments in games, they've got good strike runners, but just not quite what it takes. I think the Hurricanes probably going to win this one pretty easily, by 10 to 15 points in the end, but I think it's going to be an entertaining game to watch, and I think really if you have nothing else to do on a Saturday morning, that's pretty much your game. Lastly, the game nobody really wants to watch, the Brumbies and the Rebels. The Rebels are fighting for survival. Still a lot of uncertainty in Australia. They're really going to want to underline their case. The Brumbies, they're old masters. They know what to do to win these derbies. They're probably the best Australian team at the moment, so I think they'll probably win this one. But it's going to be a close game. If you really want to waste 2 hours, go watch this one. But yeah, to me, I'll probably just be catching the result. Still, Brumbies by 7. that's it for this week. Big week of rugby coming up. Long weekend. Have a great Easter for all those celebrating. Great Passover for those celebrating. And yeah, catch you next week. Remember, subscribe below. Chat next week.